Evening, folks. Hope everybody's having a good week. I'm back with what day is it? 9, I believe. My 11 questions. Let's see. It is indeed day 9. Skipped a few calendar days, but that's life. Smoking my Blakemore Briars Matador giant pot-shaped bowl. Full of Old Joe Krantz. That might be a mistake because this is such a huge bowl. Damn the torpedoes. Alright, as always, if you have any questions about what this question is about, go back to day 1 or find the playlist. It explains it. Day 9. What are bad recommendations you hear in your profession or line of expertise? Bad recommendations that you hear in your profession or line of expertise. Well, since I don't have a profession anymore, and I don't think I'm much of an expert on anything, but when I was working, put it that way. I had mostly managerial jobs in the area of customer service oriented businesses. I happen to think I know quite a bit about customer service, so bad recommendations you hear in that line of work. The single worst thing I think you hear the customer is always right. The customer is not always right. The customer can be flat out wrong, malicious. What you should hear instead is the customer deserves our best effort. The customer is always right mentality has led to things you see on YouTube. Customers going insane in restaurants because they didn't get cheese on their Big Mac. Crap like that. That's what's led to that. That's a part of what's led to that. At least from the restaurant's perspective. It's what's led to people getting fired over insignificant mistakes. It's just bad policy. Customer deserves your very best effort in every instance, whether they're right or wrong. So that's one thing. Another thing I ran into a lot, especially in restaurants, but just about every other management job I ever had, was this insane level of competition between the managers and people wanting to become managers. Unhealthy competition, detrimental to business competition, detrimental to personal relationships competition. If you claw and scratch your way to the top, once you get there, it's going to be harder than you ever imagined it was, because nobody's going to like you, nobody's going to respect you. If you step on people all the way up that ladder, the only thing that means once you get to the top is you have more people, the entire company below you, that want to knock you off that platform. And they'll do so any way they can. I've experienced that in every single job I've ever had, where high turnover and multiple management positions were available. The last big company I worked for had the person that owned the franchise owned, when I left, he owned 10 stores, I believe, 10 or 11. Now he owns, I think, 16. I was there for about 5 years, and in that 5-year period, I saw, and this is when there were only, 6 stores. It was building up to that, but over that 5-year period, I saw about a dozen general managers come and go. That's people that had their own store. They were set. All they had to do was work. Just work it. But they couldn't hang on. There was too much pressure, too much competition, too much backstabbing, too much bull. I was a sort of a training manager in that company. And I trained 4 GMs that were hired in to work at other stores, and 1 area manager. And I believe, it's been a couple of years since I've spoken to anybody, but I believe at the last I heard, there was only 1 of those people left. So getting to the top is not always the best course of action, unless you get there in the right way. But definitely treating people like crap on your way up is not the way to go. And you hear that bit of advice from those types. Do whatever you have to do to get there. Do whatever you have to do to get up to become a GM. That's where the real money is. It's not worth it. If you have to practically lose your soul, by that I don't mean eternally. I mean lose who you are, lose who you are as a person. Become hated, become despised. If you have to do that to get anything in life, you need to reevaluate, because it is not worth it. Not worth it. So I'd be really interested, because there's some folks out there with some diverse backgrounds that have participated in this so far, and I'd be really interested to hear your take on this one. for everybody that's given me responses so far. I haven't responded to a lot of them, but I have thoroughly been enjoying them and appreciating the time and effort you've taken to make videos and comments and stuff like that. There's about 5 or 6 of you that have really put some effort into it, and I really appreciate that. There's been some absolutely great stuff posted. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate every moment you've taken to answer these questions. So, until day 10, enjoy your pipe, ignore the hype.